Today in Barbados history is filled with lies, misinformation, and lack of information on September 5, 1991, and what was the biggest successful jailbreak in Barbadian history. That is a lie, because were it successful, no one would have been found. Let's continue. Winston Hall, David Oliver, Denzil Roberts, Peter Bradshaw escaped from Glenderry prison in the dead of the night after sawing through their cells and attacking and seriously injuring a prison officer by the name of Samuel Headley. Bradshaw was recaptured 2 months later. Oliver spent 9 months on the run. Roberts spent 5 months on the run, while Hall spent an astonishing 2 years on the run before he was captured or recaptured in Trinidad. They didn't mention that Hall escaped prison several times. That was never mentioned. Of the 4 men who escaped, Oliver is the only one still behind bars. He is 61 years old. Is that true? Is Oliver still really behind bars, and is he really 61 years old? And of the 4 men who escaped, he is not the only one behind bars. Peter Bradshaw, he is behind bars. Yes, he got out in 2016 and went back to prison in 2016. Remember when he came out, he wanted to be the vanguard. Remember when he wanted to be a siren. He wanted to be a role model for young guys, young men, not females, young men. Okay, he came out brandishing the chin meridian, and he wanted to be a speaker and a role model for young boys. Sooner than he was out, he was back in. Peter Bradshaw's real name is Adrian Fitzgerald Bradshaw. That was never mentioned. I'm going to put up the clip that I got. That was never mentioned. Peter Bradshaw is an alias. His real name is Adrian Fitzgerald Bradshaw. Okay? At this time, he's around 57 years old. He spent over 30 years in prison before getting out in 2016 and returning in 2016. He's a recidivist. Okay, let's move on. David Oliver, they say, is still in jail, and they say he's 61 years old. Please correct that if it's wrong. Denzil Orlando Roberts, he spent over 32 years in prison, was freed 2017. He collapsed and died in Sky Mall there in Hackett Hall on April 18th, 2020. So he was born in 1963 and departed in 2020. That is Denzil Roberts. They didn't mention that in their clip. Okay, that was not mentioned. It's lacking information. Let's go on to Winston Hall. Winston Hall escaped several times. He was shot dead by a police officer who said that Winston was brandishing a weapon. You have to say that when you shoot someone, and when someone is not armed, you just shoot someone, you do have to say something like that. So they said that he was brandishing some sort of sword, and he was killed. Winston Hall was killed in Horse Hill, St. Joseph, on May 27th, 2004. If you know how hard it is to find that information, you'll be surprised. It's very hard to find when he died. Okay, but that is the case. They also say it is also alleged that Lindsay Bolden, the attorney in Barbados, I don't know if he's still alive, but they said that it was rumored that he was the father of Winston Hall. So the September 5th, 1991, the thing that I read in the beginning, and I prefaced it by saying that it's filled with probably lies, misinformation, lack of information. It still goes. They are given a history of Barbados, and they have added some romance to it. They're not saying everything that there is to be said or could be said about these particular happenings, but let's go with the September 5th, 1991 jailbreak as a day in Barbados history. This is Chef Veronica.